Have you ever stood in front of your audience, whether it was in person or in front of a camera, and struggled to speak with confidence, struggled to speak with clarity? Well, in this video, I want to share with you 5 things you need to know before the next time you're in front of your audience so that you can speak with clarity and confidence. So let's go. Hey guys, my name is Elvin Torres, and this year I turned 42 years old, which means that it's halftime and the band has taken the field. But over the last 42 years, I've learned quite a few things, and I continue to learn quite a few things. And those things that have added value to my life, I want to share them with you, and hopefully they add value to your life. Over these last 20 plus years in my whole adult life, I've learned quite a few things in the different jobs that I've done, whether it was professionally putting food on the table for my family or in volunteer settings like coaching Little League baseball or football or girls basketball. I've lectured in universities and in high schools. I've mentored men and women. I've done small groups as well as large congregations as a pastor and Bible preacher. I've had an audience as little as 1 person and as large as in the thousands. I've done it in person as well as virtually like we are doing now. And as you can tell, by and large, what I've done in the last 20 plus years is communicate. I speak for a living. I like to say that I talk and type for a living. And I've learned quite a few things, and I want to share some things with you that will hopefully help you communicate with clarity and have confidence the next time you speak to your audience. Number 1, first thing you need to know is you need to know what to say. You need to know what to say because content is king. There are a lot of things that come into play when you're communicating, when you're speaking, such as your voice tone, your voice volume, your cadence or your speed of speech, your word economy, humor. Do you use it? Do you not use it? Here's a tip. If you're not very funny, don't use it. There are a lot of things that come into play when speaking to an audience. But the number one thing, the thing that trumps all of it is your content. The substance of your speech, the substance of what it is that you're talking about. Because it doesn't matter if you are sharp in your presentation. It doesn't matter if your camera is the highest end. It doesn't matter if you have cinematic quality. It doesn't matter if you're hilarious and you're funnier than Dave Chappelle. It doesn't matter. None of these things matter if your content sucks. Your production value may be varsity, but if your content is JV or Little League, it's worthless. And so you want to add value to your audience, and the way you do that is by giving them good content. So how do you get to the place where you're sharing good content? I'm going to give you 3 questions to ask and answer that will help you narrow down and focus in on your content and decide what it is that you want to say. Those questions are: what can I say, what should I say, and what must I say? Regardless of your subject matter, there are thousands of things that you can say about your given subject. Whether you're talking about the camera you use to shoot your YouTube video, or whether you're talking about diet and nutrition and exercise, or parenting, or spirituality and the Bible and Jesus and whatever it is, there are a lot of things that you can say. But let's list those things down and then narrow it down a little further by asking the questions: what should I say? What are the important things from that list of what I can say? What are the important things that your audience should know about the camera you use, about diet and nutrition, the foods that we use? What are the important things they need to know about parenting or Jesus? What are the important things that they need to know? And then let's narrow it down even a little more and get a little more focused and crystal clear about the content of our message by asking and answering the question: what must I say? What is that thing? What is the thing that they must know, your audience must know? It's going to help your audience move from being ill-prepared to being prepared, from being anxious to being confident. That's going to help them move from here to there. What is the one thing they need to know? And that is your substance. That is your content. All right, number 2, you need to know how to say it. You need to know how you're going to say what it is you need to say. So that is about structure and wording, right? That is about, am I going to say it with a simple hook, content, and a call to action? Am I going to structure it in a way that draws them in with intrigue? And then I unpack it over time. I give them clues to the solution to the problem. And then I present the problem at the climax. And then I unpack the implications. How will I communicate the thing they need to know? Also, will I communicate it with humor? Will I communicate it with passion? Will I communicate it in tutorial format? How will I communicate it? And then it's about the wording of it as well. It's, can you articulate, can you summarize the topic and the big idea of your message, your video, your sermon, whatever it may be? Can you summarize it in a simple short sentence telling them what it is they need to know? For example, in this video, I'm saying here are 5 things you need to know so that you can communicate with confidence. Boom, simple, short, and it's telling you exactly what's going to happen. 5 things, and we can keep on moving. All right, number 3, you need to know why it matters. You need to know why it matters for you and for your audience. You need to know why it matters for you because it is your reason for communicating it in the first place. Why are you passionate about it? Why do you feel so strongly about it? Why is it that you feel it's this important that they need to know this, right? And so you need to know why it matters for you. For me, the reason why this message matters is because over the last 20 plus years, I've had countless times where I've stood in front of my audience and have been jumbled, have been anxious and nervous, have been confusing, not only to myself, but to my audience. And so I've experienced what it's like to stand up in front of an audience and be unclear and lacking confidence. And so that's why it's important to me. But you also need to know why it's important to your audience. Why should they care about what it is that you're talking about, whatever it may be? Why should they care about the camera you use if you're talking about YouTube videos? Why should they care about a particular way to encourage and challenge your teenager? Why should they care about whatever it is that you're sharing? Why is it that they should care? Which leads me to number 4. Number 4, you need to know the change you want to see. You need to know the change you want to see in your audience member. Notice that I say audience member, not audience members, right? And so you want to narrow your focus down. Who is it that you're speaking to, and what difference is your content going to make in their life, right? And so, for example, in this video, this message, in my mind, I'm thinking about the young communicator, the young person who maybe this is the first time you're speaking in front of an audience. Maybe you've done it 100 times and you always wrestle with clarity and confidence and whatever it may be. And so I'm speaking to you, hoping that the next time you get in front of your audience, that you can have clarity and conviction and that you can speak with confidence. And so that's my audience. And so the difference that it will make is moving you from being uncertain and uneasy and anxious to bold confidence. And so you see, that's the way that works. Which leads me to number 5. Number 5, the 5th thing you need to know is you need to know your call to action. A call to action is giving your audience something to do. For example, right now, what I want you to do is hit the like button if this is adding value to you, and subscribe so that you can continue receiving some more content. You see how that works? Don't just give your audience something to believe in, something to know. Give them something to do. Help them put whatever it is that you're sharing with them, help them put it into action. It is no good for them to simply be informed and inspired if you're not equipping them to take their next step. So give your audience something to do. All right, guys, I hope this has added value to your life. Until next time, peace.